Hey, this is Darius from Spite, and you're listening to Interview Under Fire.
All right, hey there, everyone. Welcome back to a new edition of Interview Under Fire. This is your host, Sunny, back here once again. Today, I am stoked to welcome Darius Tehrani. Man, it's an honor, dude. Great to have you here on IUF. I mean, what a way to close the year for you and the rest of the guys over at Spite with the release of New World Killer. Unleashes on Halloween, by the way, if you guys are keeping track of time, which I am. October 31st on Rice Records. Dude, the recognition you guys have gotten so far has like really ramped up with, old fans like myself and then new fans. I mean, congrats, fifth record of the band, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, not easy to do. I mean, a lot to talk about this record and everything went behind it. But before we get to everything, I mentioned how busy of a year you've had, dude. How are you? Did I even ask that question yet? How are you, Darius?
I'm good, bro. It's been a tough year not touring and stuff. It's been hard adjusting to being at home this long. It's the first time I've been home this long since COVID. And it gave me that same like feeling of just, you get FOMO a little bit watching everyone
crazy
else
at home,
do
right?
the thing and you're going nuts. I guess it's good for making an album, but yeah, we really had to take the proper time to sit down and make this record. So I'm just really excited to finally get back to it and get on stage and get out all my demons a little bit, man, because I'm getting a little bit fucked up over here.
No, I understand. Like when you said like feeling like the days of COVID, I kind of got like goosebumps for a second. Like, oh my God, don't like we got to go back.
I know, right?
Somehow it's like we aged
Nah,
5
it brought
years
me
already.
back, man.
I'm still
I
getting
know.
over almost like the end of 2019 when like mentally, like I don't know how long that's gonna take. But hey, real quick,
Crazy shit.
you mentioned how I don't want to say, maybe paraphrasing, like how hard of a year it's been. I want to mention something real quick because of recent current events that took place in the part of the world that both you and me and many others have a place in. Obviously, the heavy metal and hard rock world with, we know Ozzy passed over the summer, and not long after that, Brent Hines. But dude, in the last week, Ace Frehley and Sam Rivers. I mean,
Yeah.
Darius, can you tell me how someone like you has been affected by this, if at all? I feel like
Well,
just
me and my
yeah, rest in peace to those guys. Just wanted to mention that out
rest in
there.
peace. Yeah. You realize one, just how big of an impact they make, just seeing everyone in the scene and all your peers just like recognizing it and talking about it. But me and my brother talk about it, and it's just we're getting to this age where we're starting to see our idols get older and those people we grow up on start to fade a little bit. And it's this really it's a very like prominent time in the metal scene, I think, specifically because, obviously metal is an old genre, but those people that pioneered those genres for us and made us fall in love with the music we listen to now and make now, they're getting older and they're starting to go. And it definitely makes me reflect on my life. And I'm still young in my career, but I've also been doing it Spite just 11 years, you know what I mean? And that's
Yeah,
also a long time, but I still have so much to go. And yeah, I reflect on my touring and the years I spent doing all this. And now I get kids that come up to me and they're like, you were my high school band. And like, you know what I mean? It's a
yeah.
trip. The whole thing is just yeah, it definitely gets you feeling a certain way for sure.
Yeah, I really appreciate that perspective. Hey, on that note, I want to do a little time traveling since we're talking about, 11 years, because
Sure.
2014, I feel like that was a very important time for you, the formation of Spite alongside your
Hmm.
bandmates and including your brother Alex. For anyone who doesn't know, Darius and Alex are
Yeah,
brothers.
he was supposed to be here today, but we start rehearsals
Yeah,
for tour tomorrow, and he's at the studio getting everything ready right now. He couldn't
all
make
good.
it.
All good, bro. Shout out to Alex. I have a brother
Shout
too.
out to Alex.
And both of my brothers are in bands, so I relate to that. By the way, the more
That's
I look at you,
awesome.
my hair used to be down here too. This is crazy. This is getting weirder as we're talking,
Both
but
wearing
in a
the
good way.
black shirt,
Dude, no,
like
I chopped it off.
we have
Like,
the same like shade
no,
of skin,
yeah,
like
and my friends were like, "Why did you cut your hair, Sonny?" Like, I'm like, "Well, it got kind of like high maintenance So I don't know. I don't know. Now you're provoking me to do it again. So, but hey, I wanted to talk about if you could briefly like talk about like that time in like 2014 when you knew this was actually going to happen. Because 11 years later, Darius, here you are. I mean, safe to say it's paid off.
Well, it's a
Not without
long
the
way to the
struggles,
top
I,
if
I
you want to rock and
suppose.
roll, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You just as soon as you think there's all these milestones along the way, though, right?
Sure.
So there's so much to be proud of, but I still have so much I want to do and keep going. But yeah, I'm stoked to be here.
I do want to keep the spotlight on you because this band is originally from LA. I know it's started in California, but is it Los Angeles
Yeah, we're from
general?
actually the Bay Area, California. So we're from closer to San
San
Francisco and
Francisco.
Oakland.
Okay.
But we relocated recently to Los Angeles. Me and my brother both moved here to build a studio here and
That
kind of
that
just yeah, build headquarters down in Los Angeles.
that's insane. 2014 was when I was living in Fullerton for 3 years at film school. So that I have a relation to that
I think
area. So
I played a show there a long time ago.
man, now we're doing time traveling. I want to keep the
Yeah.
spotlight on you too because Darius, your influences, whether they're personal or professional, I don't know if you get a chance to talk about this as much, but who are they and what do they mean to you? You can name drop a few names in there too as well.
Well, we could start early. I mean, I think I really fell in love with the idea of the live performing music thing and being a frontman when I saw Elvis when I was a kid. Like not saw him live, but
Okay,
saw
okay, okay. How old are
witnessed
you?
Elvis and heard his music and saw his videos
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I became obsessed with
I got
him
you.
and the way he moved on stage and just like had this connection with the crowd. It was just like this like superstar, but he was so locked in and moved with the music in this like very unique way. Um, I think that inspired me to be a front man. I started as a drummer, but I think I always wanted to be in the front that way.
Dude, that's
Um,
crazy.
and I've never had experience with singing or anything like that. And
Hmm.
I fell in love with metal when I discovered Slipknot, and Alex showed me Slipknot. Um, and I think I found my in there into being a front man because I was just like, okay, I am angry. I can do that. Like
Yeah,
I can get up and yell.
yeah.
You know, that was kind of like my inspiration in getting up in there and being a front man like that. But as I got older and falling in love with metal, the people that made me want to do deathcore, like heavier stuff and things like that. I mean, I have to credit obviously Phil Bozeman from Whitechapel. That demonic sound that he had at the time was so original too. It was just so scary.
Yeah.
And I think what I always loved out of metal was how it made me feel scared. It was just like this overwhelming, presence and power. And I loved that. When I went to a metal show, I wanted to feel intimidated by the music, right? Um, I think Phil from Whitechapel was a huge one. If I go way back into it and start thinking about when I was like going to shows and growing up, I loved Mike Chronica from The Devil Wears Prada. His stage
Yeah.
presence was just so wild, and he had he didn't have almost like and there's no shade to him at all because I love his work and his stuff, but like it wasn't the most perfect stage performance, right? The vocals weren't exactly like it was on the record, but he was just putting his whole body and whole like thing into it where it was just like fuck yeah, like that's what it's about. um he was a big one for sure. Phil and Selmo, I think another live energy thing. I love the way he just thrashed his body on stage. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Him and the dynamic between him and Dimebag were just like, I mean, me and my brother look at that. We're like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? That's the stuff. Like, yeah, man, I feel like I could go on and on about all
I
my
mean, I mean, I mean,
influences,
you
but
named a lot of names that like I grew up with. Like
yeah,
it's kind of really I'm really seeing like the how do I say it? It like the development in your like voice, like naming all those different vocalists that kind of portray and
sure.
like what you're trying to convey on stage. Um, You're asking about my favorite album of the year. There you go. Hymns of Dissonance. You just reminded
That was a
me.
great
So
one,
Whitechapel.
dude.
Like I was just thinking, it's like, oh, there you go. I knew I was gonna think about it during the interview. And of course, Flowers coming out, with Devil Wears
Hmm.
Prada with their new album. Uh, Mike was on the podcast a couple years ago. He said something that really stood out to me, which I think you kind of just named it because they're not trying to innovate metalcore, but they're putting new elements into the actual genre to branch out more,
Sure.
if that makes sense. So I
Hmm.
thought that was really unique the way you talked about what Mike is not only doing in the studio, he's kind of conveying it in a live presence too. So
I
um,
think with like the way music is now, with like TikTok and the quick the what's the term for it? The quick turnaround for things and the instant satisfaction with things and the
mhm,
singles and the way a lot of music is put out now, I think people don't want to reinvent the wheel. People want to
sure,
find what made them fall in love again with music, and they want to hear stuff that's genuine, because now you got these like TikTok people that are making music that just doesn't make you feel anything, and you hear 30 seconds and you keep scrolling, or you hear like these AI songs and whatever. People are going back to this, like, they want to hear that genuine sound again, where the people have their
yeah.
emotion put into it, right? And I think that's going to be the new like renaissance of the metal genre again, not exactly reinventing the wheel, but making it real again.
As we move forward like through time, it's like it's oversaturating that feel that you're just talking about, and you're kind of just, oh, okay, what's the next one, right? And you're trying to look for that, whoever the next innovative person or band is. It's hard to do with so many channels. You just
Yeah.
kind of just, what do I pick from this batch over here of bands?
Hmm.
Hey, how are things going over at Rollover Dispatch? That's your other
Yeah, that's cool
band.
you brought that up.
Um,
Um, I put it on hold for a little bit just because I really wanted to focus on all the Spite stuff and the rollout for that.
it's good
Um,
shit, dude. Just
yeah,
saying.
I have two other songs in the bank. I think once the Spite album is out and I finish up these next couple tours, I have a few months during like the holidays where I might be able to like focus on getting those vocally tracked and put those out, because I do want to keep doing that. I don't have any plans to stop that or anything, but I do think there's a bit of a conflict of interest when I'm trying to put out a Spite record and then
Sure. No, I understand.
yeah,
I always wondered like when there's like another band, it's always cool because I come from a family musician, so we always have all these side projects and so on and so forth. And
sure,
I wonder if it lets you tap into another dimension of Darius that you can't get
absolutely.
with Spike, right? So it's always cool to see
Yes.
that other side. And like, dude, you mentioned Elvis. I was not prepared for that. Like that's now when
Yeah,
I come see you in December, which by the way, I'm gonna come and say hi to you. I'm gonna look for
you
that.
should. Absolutely. Fuck
I will
yeah.
never look at Darius from Spite the same way again on stage.
Dude.
Speaking of touring, that Fit for a King and Make Them Suffer tour. Um, I'm gonna do a little pre-tour prep here really quick. I always get different kinds of crazy answers for this, but what is that essential item, Darius, that you have to bring with you on the road? You say you've been home all year. What is one thing that you
Mhm.
think of at the top of your head? You don't have to necessarily name everything out.
Well, I know right away, dude. I know right away what I need, and it's my like. This is gonna sound so soft, but I have like a cuddle pillow. It's like this big pillow that I hold in my bunk, and I need it, or I am not sleeping. Like, it's just like that pillow
Yeah.
has to be in my bunk, and I need to hold it, and I need to sleep every night, because if I don't sleep, I'm not recovering. That fucking pillow is crucial.
Does that pillow have a name? No judgments here.
No, 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 no. I just call it. I mean, it's soft enough. I'm calling it the cuddle pillow. Okay, we're just gonna forget I said that.
So
I
no,
just need
no,
it. I
I
need
love
something to
that.
hold
No,
my.
no, no. I love it because I've had people tell me. I think it was Emma from Dying Wish. She told me that she takes like a stuffed animal with her.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
not because oh it feels good. It's like a mental state. It puts you in a right state of mind mentally when you're on tour because it's not easy to do,
Yeah,
right? I know you're
yeah.
itching out to go there on the road, but from city to city to city, you kind of get
No, it's definitely a
Contractors,
comfort thing
you
because
need something,
I've
yeah, a comfort thing.
yeah,
So
my bed is like my safe space at home, and like that
mhm,
just it just helps me fall asleep if I have that, and like you know what I'm saying for
yeah,
sure.
a couple things. A
Lamest
couple.
answer
No,
ever.
no, dude, are you kidding me? Here, let me give you a couple. Camille from Novelist, she takes a
Uh-huh.
piece of cloth with her from her childhood that she keeps with her on tour. Jacob from Thornhill, he keeps a note from his girlfriend or wife. I'm so sorry.
Sweet.
Don't hate me, Jacob. I love you. He keeps a love note with him, a love letter that he
Hmm.
kept from her, and he takes it with him on tour. They just did a tour with Sleep
Yeah.
Token, right? So
Yeah, they did.
things like that, really.
Our photographer works with Thornhill. She has great things to say about them all the time.
Hey,
I
what's your
don't know those
what?
guys, but
Oh, no, what's your photographer's name?
her name is Olivia Bastone. She's
Hey,
incredibly talented. She's
shout out to
awesome.
Olivia Bastone. Hey, shout out to all the photographers.
Shout
So
out
that
Olivia.
they do a great job.
Honestly, they keep fucking bands what they are right now because everything is so
Yeah.
media oriented. You know, the videographers and the mediagraphers are so crucial to bands now. You know.
No, I agree, and I'm a photographer too. I'm a podcaster first, but I'm a photographer. Like, it's funny. I'm actually going to shoot Thrice tonight at House of Blues, and I'm so excited to
Awesome,
see
man.
Thrice. One of my favorite bands. I get to do
Yeah.
something I love. You know, it's not just taking photos; it's actually presenting them in an art that you own. And
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool thing. But I just wanted to shout out to photographers, and can't wait to see
Yeah.
your shit, dude, when you get on tour. Um,
Yeah.
but anyway, I feel like we could talk about that subject forever. Let's get to New World Killer, bro. Let's do it.
Sure,
Let's.
let's do
All
it.
right. This follows up 2022's Dedication to Flesh. Darius, that's still in my rotation today, bro. Absolutely love that record. I mean, here's the
Awesome.
thing, dude. You've been through all this before, right? The challenges and conveniences on keeping things fresh after 11 years. I don't want to beat that to a dead horse, but even now, you have outlets like Decibel Magazine, All Music, what is it, Revolver, recognizing you, right? I mentioned the touring that you've done. I'm not really asking for a secret ingredient or anything, but you continue to evolve musically. I wonder if the process of writing new music has become, I don't know, more challenging as your careers progress. Like, do you feel a greater responsibility?
Definitely, yeah. You know, Spite when we first started was just like this. We wanted to just be. I wanted to be the band I wanted to hear when I was angry and pissed off, and I feel like I just
Mm,
couldn't get that. And I was like, I have to do it myself, you know. So we
yeah,
started that band, and that's why it was so just like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you in the beginning. I was just like a pissed off young dude. You know what I'm saying? I was
yeah,
unhinged as fuck. You get older and you get into the career of it, and life changes, and things are different. You're angry about different things, or you're happy about different things, and you everything. I think everything with Spite has always been personal. You know, that's for sure, and
sure.
the message will always be that anger outlet. But um I think it like excuse me, I think with when we getting into the later records, you find out that like you can't do the same thing over and over again. You know, we don't want to do the same thing over and over again, but we do always keep the core elements of Spite. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
and I think Alex, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn here, but Alex talks about this in other interviews too. He says that, you know, he is able to expand on guitar a little bit because my voice holds Spite together, right? When you hear my voice, you go, that's Spite.
yeah,
So it gives him leeway to actually start, you know, kind of opening the universe and on the guitar a little bit. And we grew up on so many different kinds of metal, and you know, we want to write different kinds of things. We want to explore a little bit, and I
yeah,
think
of
there's so
course.
many different ways to make heavy, pissed off, scary music that aren't just like slow breakdowns all the time. You know, there's ways
Yeah,
to keep it fun. There's ways to keep it interesting. The flow of the album, you know what I'm saying? And it's all important.
I think of bands like, Lorna Shore and Bodysnatcher and Traitors. Shout out to Tyler. But you guys seem to have found, my perspective, your signature sound over the years. New World Killer had everything I wanted as a Spite fan. I mean,
Awesome.
blending death metal, what's the term? Neo new metal? Is that even a thing? I hear that a lot. Metalcore. I mean, 30 minutes of just blast of fury and power, the kind of thing that you guys are known for, right?
Yeah.
Like songs like Thinking of like the Disaster and then Lights Out, Shedding Skin. My favorite is Looking Glass. It was at the end of
Cool.
track list.
Everyone
But
has different favorites, and I love that.
ask me again. It's going to be different tomorrow. It's crazy. But
Yeah,
I wonder if you can walk me through this, whatever the writing process is for an album like this. I wonder if the vision does shift along the way, or do you usually start with a clear
sure.
idea and sound from day one? And when all is said and done, how different is the finished record from what you first imagined?
I think
What a question.
it started with who we wanted to go with, right? And we decided we wanted to go with Will Putney because I think the
Yeah.
goal of the album here is Spite. I think every Spite record sounds really different, right? But it's always falling short of something.
Hmm.
And I think what it is that like real sonic power that we have live. And everyone talks, Spite's a live band. You see Spite live and you're like, God, those songs hit so much harder, right? So we wanted to capture that in our record. And so when we thought of like who could do that best, it was Will, because Will produces those very authentic sounding records. And I'm like, if we can get in the studio with this guy, he's going to capture that Spite live element that we need to finally have on our record. And I think he accomplished that. So that was like, base number one. So me and Alex, before our last tour, before we took time off, me and him took a trip to Joshua Tree for about 10 days.
Yeah.
And me and him just got like a little house out there in the desert. And we just brought all of our studio stuff out and we just threw stuff at the wall. We're like, okay, we need to find our direction here. We need to figure out what we want to do. Right. So we just kind of like, whatever ideas came to mind, we just started fucking riffing them out, whatever, it didn't matter. Even if it just like, we didn't think too hard about it, it was just, you know, um, and that's when we came to the idea that we were like, okay, this record needs to be like me, Travis, Ben, Alex, what happens with this 11 years under our belt, or, Travis, whatever. We all have our different experiences under our belt and
Hmm.
our influences. Throw Spite in the room, grab the guitar, grab the drums, grab the microphone. Like, what is the first thing type stuff that we are just going to throw out naturally, right? And I feel like that also plays into that live sound. So that the kind of the whole thing of this record was to almost have a little bit of fun with it and just like, I think me and Alex, I describe it kind of our previous records were so military. We were so very like, this has to be like this. And with this album, we wanted it to be this collective, like, all right, guys, we're making a record. We're making a metal Spite album. What do we do? Um, so me and Alex got into the studio for about 6-7 months after that. That's when we relocated him to
Yeah.
Los Angeles. We built we have like a 24-hour lockout here now that we built a little studio in, and that's when we did all the pre-pro. And we pulled the stuff from Joshua True. We made this whiteboard, and it's crazy seeing how many of the demos made it. What didn't, what is something different now and whatever. Because like we think of everything along the way. I mean, I think we had like 16 demos or something like that
Wow. Okay.
going into the studio with Will. And we had the whiteboard. And I remember along the way, we'd have all of our songs and the demo names, and we would be like halfway, like we'd have 30 seconds of song, and then we'd have 2 minutes or like, 45 of one song. And every day we would be like changing the arrangement of them when we add something, because we like, this flows right into this. Like we always think about how the flow of a record is going to feel so it doesn't get tired. And I think that's also important when you're thinking of like, right, the live set. You
Yeah.
need to think of how the songs are all going to play together so that live set is a cohesive piece. And I think that was like another thing we were really thinking of in the back of our heads doing this. So when we got into the studio with Will, that's when Travis, I think, really, really shined. This was the first record that we had a drummer actually write his own drum parts.
Travis was ridiculous on this record, by the way. Holy shit.
Ridiculous, man. He
Again,
shines. He
I
shines,
have
bro.
two
You got to
brothers
give him
who are
his flowers,
drummers.
dude.
I have two brothers who are drummers. I pay attention to that shit. He knocked it out of the park. Like, by the way, Darius, pat yourself on the back. The way you describe your record, like your face is coming back and forth on the screen. You're I can tell how much dedication and like work and just the work ethic that you put in on this record, the
I
craft that you
appreciate
created.
that.
You care about it. But hey, I meant it when I said pat yourself on the back because you're seeing results. As a journalist, I look at this shit when it goes to like going to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is. When you guys put a new song, there are fans and it's like, holy shit, what is this? Oh my God. Even newcomers, like I've never, this is the first band I've seen from this, and other people be like, "Oh, welcome to the Spite family. Make sure you listen to the other four
Yeah.
records. They're out there." So I just wanted to give you that reminder that celebrate your successes along the way, and especially like the way you describe like your brother. Like it's almost like the way how I describe my brother. It's like you guys complete each other. The bond that you guys have, not only on the studio, on the stage, but even outside. I can tell how important that relationship is to you.
For
And
sure.
I think for anybody who's listening to this podcast out there, like family, like it, there are good things that happen when you guys combine your like-minded talents and put a product like this out there, which is not only awesome for the fans who are listening, but also therapeutic for someone like you who's able to get all this emotion out there into the world. And it's like there's a sense of accomplishment. So
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rambling, but I just wanted to
No, you're
point
good.
that topic out there because it is important to get that out there because you're putting this out there not just for the sake of putting music out there. This is your life's work, dude. Like it's
It is,
important.
man.
So
It's everything to all of us. I
mhm.
found the right group of people, especially now, that really believe, and this is the life they live, and we all share the same story and the same goal, and that's what makes it so worth it along the way. Is that you have these people along your side that you love and care about and share that with.
Yeah,
Um, me and Alex have done everything together since we were young, all of our bands and projects together, even back when I was drumming, since we were kids. And it's crazy because we've done everything, every milestone and step along the way we got to share together. And that's something really special. And
yeah,
we also shared a lot of the same lives, obviously different, but we were with
sure.
each other our whole lives, and we shared a lot of the same hardships and experiences, and especially once we started getting on the road together. um, and it's hard learning all these things along the way. And of course, me and my brother have clashed and we fought a lot, and we've had those moments and times, but especially now as we get older, we are the best we've ever been and the
Yeah,
closest we've ever been. And we're so proud of each other, and all we do is lift each other up. And I'm very thankful and incredible,
yeah.
like incredibly, I'm incredibly thankful for that. And I hope Alex, I look at him and I hope one day he gets the credit he deserves for the guitar player he is, because he is so good. And I think
He,
we've always been
yeah,
this
I
people look at
agree.
us as we're like a breakdown band, but he is so much more than that.
I
What
love
a
that this
fucking
interview was just.
performer.
I love that I'm only just talking to you and he's not here. So
Yeah, so
now
I can
you're
talk
good.
about him. Yeah, otherwise he'd be sitting here like, all right, guys, shut up. But
It's how I am
yeah,
with my brother.
anyway.
My brother just came and visited. He went back to Oklahoma, but it's like you're
I'll
describing. My important relationship is with my brother, and I feel like the same thing is for you. So, um,
I'll steer back to the record a little bit.
sure.
What I was talking about, kind of with Travis getting in there. I want to also give him his respect because, again, this was the first time we allowed someone to really write the drum parts. Alex wrote the basics. You know what I mean? Then he handed it to Travis, and he said, do what you want,
Yeah,
basically. And he Travis spent so many hours writing those parts, and you can hear how much, because this is like, you talked about it in the studio. He was so excited to be able to actually put himself into an album for the first time, and he wanted people to know who he was as a drummer, right?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
you can hear in his drum fills, he's got the Joey Jordison fills, he's got the Rev fills, like he's got all these little ear candy things that show who he is as a drummer, right? And it adds so much character to the album. And I'm so proud of him for really getting in and doing that. And he's doing all these vinyl videos and shit now. You're gonna really see him like rip these songs. It's gonna be so
Dude,
sick.
it's
Uh,
time for people to know about him. And hey, it's not often an album makes me stay up until 3 in the morning.
yeah.
It did that last night. I'm not running on much sleep, by the way. So that's how much I was excited to hear this record. Not only just hear this record, but by the time I see you, I can't wait to hear this shit live, bro. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I just started practicing recently and I'm like, oh fuck, these are hard.
That's
Here
a
we
good thing. That's a
go.
good thing. That's
Yeah,
a good thing. You want to
yeah.
test your limits. So,
Absolutely, dude.
I don't want to keep you for too long, Darius, but I want to touch on this. If this is okay before we finish things off
Sure.
here, because a unique element, excuse me, a unique element that stood out to me, right, for about Spite is the lyricism throughout this album. I mean, it really paints the
Sure.
picture of this group in such a creative structure. Even more so, I mean, even the insane album cover, probably one of my favorite album covers this year, right up there with Whitechapel's. But um, Looking Glass, that
Yeah.
I mentioned that's my favorite record. I went back and read some of the liners, press releases on this. It's about the coping with the passing of your father.
Hmm.
Um, May he rest in peace. But the irony
Hmm.
of me loving that album and one of my best friends just lost their father, which is crazy. Just thinking about, just even just saying that, the irony of all that coming together. I begin to think of like the weaves and pathways, like a theme or a message to your music, whether there's one or whether there's multiple. But a song like Looking Glass, I wonder how important are themes to you, Darius? Is that a big component of songwriting for a band like Spite, especially with something like this, where
Of
it's not
course.
easy to talk about, not easy to talk about, but
Yeah.
you're translating it back to what I just talked about, pen to paper, and then actually talking about it through a different medium like music. Holy shit,
Well,
right? So,
that kind of comes back to how you say how your writing style changes and stuff. You're a different person as you get older, and the way you think about things is different. What you go through is different, and every Spite album is very real for us. It's for all of them are personal. It's the lives we are living in that time,
mm,
in those years of making it right. And New World Killer is no different. That is me and Alex's lives in 10 songs, you know.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, Looking Glass was an easy song for me to write because I knew I needed to write it, you know. Um, uh, a lot of I think hardships stemmed from after that moment for me and my brother, and that was kind of the beginning of a lot. And that was a subject I knew I just needed to release.
yeah,
Yeah, it's very real for me. And I think that's, again, like, you're relating to it in your own way with um, your life, and that's the beauty of music. But it's just I don't know. Spite's an angry band. You're used to
yeah.
hearing all this like "fuck you," and it's still a pissed off song, but it
But
is me channeling my grief.
yeah,
You
it,
know?
it it taps
Um,
into someone like me. It taps into the fans, like whatever they're feeling. And there's that feeling of, like, again, it's a therapeutic release that you can't get anywhere else. When you're at a heavy metal show, right? You know this, Darius. Like you're in the same group of people who are going through the same things, and it's like
yeah,
the one time in the week where you get to turn 3 hours of your brain just kind of just away from all the nonsense that's happening in the
yeah,
world, and you get to connect with people who are going through the same things you are. And so, adding to what you just said regarding that song and the things that you guys are going through, I think it's really really cool that you were able to just even just touch someone like this random person like me and connect, that I was able to look at Spite and be like, holy shit, these guys are doing it. Like fifth record, they have arrived if they haven't arrived already. So,
yeah.
anyway, just again, I think it's really
No,
amazing
that's
that
awesome,
you're
dude, and
able
I
to do this.
appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you. Like keep it up because you're fucking good at this shit, Darius.
Thank you,
Um,
brother.
anyway, I'm gonna let you go here in a sec. God, it's only been almost an hour. Sorry to keep you for so long. I feel
No,
like
man, you're
we could
good.
talk
I'm
forever.
enjoying the interview. You're cool.
No, but hey, let's stay connected on the socials, dude. I'll keep you posted once this airs. Like, I want to stay connected. I want to say hi to you guys when you're here in Dallas. I can't wait for that podcast.
Yeah,
It's
you
the
know
last day
what?
of
Come see me in Dallas. We'll shoot the shit
last
as
day of
long
the
as you
tour,
want,
dude.
bro.
That's the best part. And of course, our good friends over at Fit for a King will be there. Can't wait for that. But I know we covered a great deal of topics on this awesome conversation here, dude. I mean, great to have you. You being so true to yourself, right? Sharing your perspectives with me, and you make my job easy. Like, I want to thank you for that, truly. Not just me, but you've seen the fans at your shows, the touring, the people you've met during your time with Spite, and the relationship you have with the music, yourself, and the bandmates. I want to end this on this question, because I feel like I will do it disservice if I don't ask this question. If you were to give your 2014 self advice from this version that's sitting in front of me, like what would that be? Time to tie the hair back. Here we go.
Man. You know, Spite, I feel like, and I'm happy to be here, and I think it has made me the person I am now. And I don't think, I mean, obviously I would change it, but I'm happy the way things are because I feel like it's made me a stronger person, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But I feel like Spite learned everything the hard way when it came to, you know, labels, management, touring with people and members, and my brother and I want to credit Ben too, because Ben's been there for a
yeah,
very long time with us. It's been so difficult, bro. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
I wish I could tell myself all the secrets now, that I've learned, so I didn't have to go through all those things. But if I didn't, the music we have released wouldn't be what it was. You know, if I didn't, I wouldn't have learned the things that I learned. You know, and all those things are important to me and make my music genuine, make me genuine. I have integrity because of it, and I'm very prideful of the life that I lived. So, um, man, it's a hard question to answer because I don't want to say
Dude.
I
It's
regret things, but obviously I wish I could make things easier on myself. Um, I
that's what
think I think just if I could tell myself who to trust and who not to trust early on, it would have saved me a lot.
well said. And it's hey, it's I know it's a hard question, but it really makes you think and really makes you realize like how far you've come. Back to my
Yeah.
point about giving yourself a pat on the back. I like do that, right? It's because
Yeah.
and it's I'm proud of you, dude. Like as a
Thank you,
fan,
bro.
as a journalist, I'm proud of you. Like it's really cool like to see that. And I feel like someone like me can take from this. Someone who's listening overseas, wherever our podcast goes to, they can take from this and be like, okay, I can put the work that I've done. Yeah, maybe I would have changed one or two things, but it maybe wouldn't have shaped me who I it shaped me who I am, those struggles.
Yeah.
It's weird because I would never go through that shit again, but it's like, oh man.
I want to give my manager a quick shout out real quick. His name is Sean Keith, and he is a saint. He's been a saint through this whole album process and everything, and he's helped us a lot over the last 2 years. And he always tells me, he says, take the stairs, not the elevator. So it's
Great advice.
like what we're talking
Great
about
advice,
there.
actually.
I'm like, all
Sean,
right, Sean, all right.
we've done a lot of shout outs all along this podcast, but mainly Sean Keith. Man, keep that manager around, dude, because that guy has a
I'm
good head on
saying.
his shoulders. So, but Darius, brother, this has been great, dude. I feel like we could have
Been
talked
a
for
good
another
talk,
three
bro. I
hours.
appreciate you.
We'll talk again in a couple months when you're here. I can't wait for the people to hear this album. Man, I love that you're dropping this on Halloween. I love this shit, dude.
That was a label
October's the
pitch, and I
best
was
month.
like, easy, yeah.
October's the best month. Not only is it my birthday month, but Halloween is this month, and you're dropping one of my favorite records this month. So thank you for that, dude. Um,
Got you.
do you have any, I don't know, any last words, any shout outs, anything like to plug in or mention as far as Spite and the new album before we finish off?
Yeah,
I don't know if you have a new
I'm
music
really.
video. I don't know if
We
cannot
don't.
say, but okay.
We kind of went on the budget with those. We maxed
I
out
got
what
you.
we had, but hopefully, I mean, we might Bill. I'm hoping we could tour and maybe fund one
That
ourselves.
that will more than make up for it.
I
Trust
have
me.
another treatment that I really want to do for a song. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I'm really excited for everyone to listen to the album, and just I feel like this is who we are right now, and I think the album has all the core elements you love about Spite while also incorporating some of the things that we love about metal music. It's a really fun album. It's It's fun from start to finish. Listen to it really loud. I think you'll enjoy it.
Oh, my neighbors already know about the album. My stereo's right there, and I live in a quiet suburb area in North Dallas. They know who
Oh
I am.
shit,
They know
they
who I
know
am
the
all week.
record
Yeah,
already.
yeah. We do house shows too and all that shit. So yeah, believe me, people know about New World Killer already.
If you get a chance, even if you're not crazy about hearing the album or our music, or you've never heard of Spite, if you see us coming to your town, we love to tour. I think we'll be touring a lot over the next few years. Like, just come check us out. I think you'll enjoy the energy of the show. It's really fun and awesome and cathartic. So, yeah, we got a bunch of tours lined up. We have a headliner coming in the new year, and the lineup is like ridiculous. People are gonna have so much fun. I'm really excited. So yeah, good stuff coming.
Talking about chomping at the bit, dude. I can't wait for that shit. But everyone who's listening, man, this is Darius, New World Killer from Spite, drops on Halloween on Rise Records. Do me and Darius a favor, buy the record, buy the merch. The bands can't do it without your help. I'm gonna say it anyway because I'm old fashioned, Darius. I like keeping hard copies of shit like with me.
Sure.
Like Dedication to Flesh, like I have that on like an album, like right.
Hell yeah.
Everything's digital now, but I come from the '90s, so that's what I like to do. But anyway, you can listen to this podcast on all major podcast streams out there. Check us out at interviewonfire.com. Dude, I'll see you in December, man. You take care of yourself. Nothing but the best for you and your bandmates from here on out. Dude, I'm proud of you. Keep it up, and I'll talk to you next time, bro. Stay in touch, all
My
right?
twin bro.
Yeah, we're twins. Dude, dude, by the time you see me, I think my hair may...
I'll probably have a beard by the end of tour too. So.
All right. I'm going to lock it in, so let's make sure we're twinning up that day. All right, man. Darius, take care, brother. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to Interview Under Fire podcast. If you guys liked what you heard, please subscribe and share our channel. And please leave a 5-star review, as that helps us tremendously. If you'd like to check out more, visit www.interviewunderfire.com or our social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And finally, we want to thank you all for the support you've been giving us. Keep it burning.